Welcome to another installment in our series of brief video tutorials on finding, writing, and citing. You might recall that in the opening video we distinguished four basic types of documents you will likely encounter and will have to reference in your dissertation. Although there are many more document types, those you will most often need to reference will be the monographic book, an article in a periodical, an individual chapter of an edited or compiled book, and the paper published in conference proceedings. In the previous video, we demonstrated how to reference a monographic book. In this video, we will show you how and when to cite a specific chapter. Remember, we reference a specific book chapter when it is part of an individual collection of essays that stand on their own, as distinguished from a monographic book. The chapter itself has a title and author, which will have to be included in the citation data. But you will also have to include the reference information of the entire compilation. The book itself has its own title. The editors or compilers need to be referenced, and as with a monographic book, you must also reference the publishing information. As we discussed in the video on referencing monographs, the official source of information is not taken from the book's cover or from the spine. Instead, you want to use the title page as your authoritative source of information for referencing. As you can see, it tells you the title of the book, the names of the editors, as well as the names of the publishing company. We still require the place and year of publication. If you do not see those on the title page, flip over the title page. This is known as the verso. Don't forget to record the title and the author or authors of the chapter itself, as well as the chapter's range of page numbers. Before we show you how a chapter's reference is supposed to look, we want to remind you to use a reference management tool like RefWorks or EndNote. It will make keeping track of your references much easier and save you a lot of typing. For the demonstration today, we will be using RefWorks. The specific workings of RefWorks will be covered in another video. For present purposes, we note that reference managers come with the option of choosing a reference or document type and offer the data fields appropriate for that type. In the case of a book chapter, we chose the reference type as a book section rather than the whole book. We still need to record the information for the whole book, such as the title, editors or compilers, year of publication, name of publisher, place and year of publication, and the name of edition when applicable. Additionally, we must record the authors and titles of the chapter, as well as the page range. There are other fields available that you can add when circumstances warrant, but the fields shown are the minimum required for referencing a chapter of an edited or compiled book. Be sure to look up the APA standards for capitalization and abbreviation and enter the data accordingly. While it might seem a little troublesome at first, the advantage of putting your bibliographic information in a reference management tool is that it becomes reusable with no extra typing. As long as you have entered your data correctly, you can automatically generate a correctly formatted citation. When generating a citation, be sure to use the APA 6th edition. At this point, just copy and paste the citation in the appropriate place in your text. Depending on how long the chapter is, you might want to add the specific page or pages where you found the quote, fact, or idea that you are referencing. You'll notice when referencing within the text, we use an abbreviated citation, just enough to distinguish this specific work from the other works you cite. The reader can turn to the alphabetically listed bibliography at the back of your work for more details. In the in-text citation, we add only the page number or numbers where we obtained the information we are referencing. In your end-of-work bibliography, you would include the full range of page numbers that the chapter covers. If you have cited a work previously in the same chapter, you may omit the publication year and subsequent references. This is the basic rule, but if you are citing multiple works by the same author, or maybe even multiple works by the same author published in the same year, there are exceptions. See our short video on how to distinguish works by the same author if you encounter this situation in your referencing. One more advantage of using reference management software is that when it is time to generate your bibliography, the software will not only format it correctly, but place it in its proper location in your alphabetically listed references. Now that we've covered the basics for referencing a book chapter, in the next video we'll demonstrate when and how you cite a journal article.